Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address for you, in case you need to know, maybe you're watching on YouTube, is theclinicaltrialsguru.com. One of the things I find most enjoyable about this blog and how it's kind of taken off is answering emails and getting introduced to some of you viewers out there who have been watching or reading or whatever it is, however it is you like to consume the content, interacting with you guys and responding to emails. And when you guys send me questions, not that I always have the answers, but if I don't, I try to get people on the show who I would interview to answer the questions. But many of them I can't answer myself. So it's one of my favorite things to do is to check email and reply to you and make these videos, because chances are if you have this question, someone else probably does as well. So today's question, who, by the way, all of these are anonymous. I keep you anonymous by default, alright? Unlike Facebook, the default option is privacy. Okay, so this email says, I am in the startup phase of my SMO and I really need guidance with obtaining clinical trials. I have 7 years of industry experience as a CRA. I'm currently working as a CRA, which is a clinical research associate, for those of you who don't know, also a monitor, also known as a monitor. I need to transition to my new line of work soon. The first question I have is about the agreement between my SMO and the site. What should I include in my contract with the PI? I have the basic info, such as PI obligations, study coordinator responsibilities, data management, and regulatory assistance, but what else is important to include? Okay, so as far as an SMO, and you do ask for Selena Shavana's contact info, she is a guru producer. You can see her on the producer's link. Click on Resolve Research Solutions. You could watch that interview. She runs a really good SMO, Resolve Research Solutions. I will send you her email address when I reply to you by email. Basically, an SMO takes over the entire business of the research site. So the PI, you would contract with him or her. They would be your contractor. They would get a 1099 form from you. You would have your own independent contract with the PI. Ideally, you would want to hire your own coordinators. That way, the PI doesn't have to worry about the study coordinator responsibilities. They're just coming in, basically plugging into your formula and your SOPs, and everything else falls into place as far as the study coordinators, the data management, regulatory, all that stuff the SMO should handle, because that's the advantage of. That is one of the advantages for a PI to join an SMO, is to not have to worry about all this stuff. The PI won't have to worry about study coordinator responsibilities. They won't have to worry about data management. They won't have to worry about regulatory assistance. That's why they're willing to contract with you and give you the majority of the earnings from the study, so that they can still make some money out of it for themselves, but not have to worry about all these business things and all the behind the scenes stuff. So the contract between your SMO and the PI should just be pretty basic, should be covering the amount of years that you want him or her to work for you exclusively. I would try to get an exclusive agreement so that he or she cannot do studies independent of your SMO, because obviously they would do 1 or 2 studies and then the sponsors would approach them for more, and they can cut you out of the picture if they wanted to. So I would lock them in for a year or 2, whatever they're comfortable with. Tell them that you're going to take care of all the study coordinator responsibilities, data management, regulatory, contracts and budgets, all that stuff. As far as I know, that's how SMOs operate, and that's why PIs choose to work for SMOs, because it's pretty easy for them. It's kind of like a franchise. I mean, they go in there, it's their name, but it's your system, your SOPs, your staff, regulatory contract, all that stuff, study coordinators. So I wouldn't worry about study coordinator responsibilities, or I definitely wouldn't have the PI worrying about that. I would have you making sure that you have that ready and in order and then you can just have a simple contract with the PI. The most important part is compensation agreement. How much you're going to pay him or her, a percentage or a fee for service. I recommend a fee for service. You get X amount of dollars for doing this procedure. You get Y amount of dollars for that procedure per each protocol. And make sure that you can get an exclusive agreement with them for studies that would be enforceable by law. And get your SOPs in order. If, for whatever reason, the PI has his or her own coordinators and does not want to use yours, then you'd have to have a separate contract with him where you would detail study coordinator responsibilities. If you want some consulting help, me and my attorney partner, we've done several SMOs. We've helped several SMOs with contracts and things like that. I know each case is unique, each situation is unique, but in this case, I would keep it simple if possible and have the PI contract with you, and then you take care of everything else in-house. Let me know if this helps. I want to give my clinical trial guru producers a shout out. Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Erdhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone, Darshan Kulkarni, Biopharm Systems, Zymewire, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, and St. Paul Medical Research Center in Miami, Florida. Thank you very much, and keep these questions coming, guys. TheClinicalTrialsGuru.com. Take care.